So what are we making today?
Well, let's see. We've got eggs, some milk, cheese.
I know what we're gonna make. I have an excellent idea on how to use all of these ingredients.
You do?
I do.
Cool.
And what's that green thing in the back of your refrigerator?
Oh.
Hi there, and welcome to the show. I'm Coleen.
And I'm Elena. Today we're making a meal that you can have for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Yeah, it should be pretty good, and it is definitely easy. We're gonna make an egg and andouille sausage casserole, and then a side dish of a bean and corn salad. So here's what you're gonna need to start cooking. We're gonna start off with some andouille sausage. Usually 12 to 16 ounces should do the trick. We're also gonna need half of a yellow onion, and then we're gonna need half of a green pepper, 2 small tomatoes, 6 large eggs, 1.5 cups of milk, 1 teaspoon of Creole seasoning, and this is one of my favorites. And
it's actually my favorite too.
Right? You can use it for so many other things too besides just this casserole. So I put it on everything, like
great pantry staple.
It
Especially
is.
if you don't have any spices yet. If you're kind of just building up your spice
It's a great way to build up
library.
your spice library and know that you're getting something good for sure. We're also going to do a little bit of black pepper, some chopped parsley if you feel like it, and then some torn up bread and some cheddar cheese, and we'll be good to go. So we're going to cut up this green pepper into just little bite-sized pieces. What we're going to end up doing is we're going to cook it with the andouille sausage so that it is all nice and cooked together,
Okay.
and the flavors are going to mix, which we like.
I will do that.
Excellent.
And you
This
have a particular
pepper.
way? Do you have a? Because I'm not slicing is not my forte. So or dicing or any. You know, I don't even know the difference.
Slicing and dicing.
I don't know the difference, but do you have a? You said you have a good way to slice up a pepper.
Sure. So one of the things I like to do, you know, the seeds can get all over the place and can kind of make a mess. And a really easy way to slice a pepper is once you cut it in half is you cut off the top and then you just kind of scoop out the inside. And then if you just do that, if you just hit it really hard, the rest of the seeds will fly out and it's really easy to start cutting.
Okay, I will finish slicing that up.
So we're good
Is
with
that good?
Yep,
Oh, okay.
that's all good.
Half a pepper?
Yep, half a pepper. And then we're gonna do half of a yellow onion. And that definitely adds a lot of flavor. You could use white onion if you want to make it a little zingier, but I find sometimes that it's a little bit too acidic. And yellow, a nice sweet yellow onion can usually
Unless you saute it a little bit,
Absolutely.
that can help.
Sure.
But because I've done it raw before and it was a little harsh.
Yes, it can be. It can be. But a nice sweet yellow onion will give it lots of flavor without
For a
all
little
the bite.
price.
Absolutely. You can get yellow onions on sale at a lot of different places. So we're going to whisk the eggs. While I'm finished chopping here, Elena's going to whisk the eggs together. You want to whisk the 6 eggs together.
6?
Yes.
Okay.
Get those all nice and mixed.
So do you use a whisk or?
I like to use a whisk, yeah.
But if you don't have
But
one?
if you don't have one, you could just use a fork. My mom always did that growing up and would just kind of whip her wrist around a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I usually do. I mean, I have a
easy.
whisk because I bought it, but
Yeah.
I feel like I never use it.
Some people don't. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to chop this tomato, and what we're going to do with the tomatoes is we're actually just going to put them in the dish here, and we're going to pour all the ingredients over the tomatoes. So we don't have to worry about mixing those in with everything either. So you're kind of layering things on top of each other. And it's just an easy, I like using as few dishes as possible to cook. So it makes it faster, it makes it easy. When you've got kids, when you're on the run, the last thing you want to do is dirtying up your kitchen. So
Right, and then clean up too, because
clean up, absolutely.
I don't actually have a problem cooking and making a mess or whatever, but cleaning up afterwards is not my favorite.
Clean up.
I mean, I
is
kind of want
the
to relax
worst.
after I've eaten.
Absolutely.
You know?
Want to relax, enjoy your family time. So we're going to take these tomatoes now and we're going to layer them right into the dish. Kind of smooth them around. Get those kind of mixed up.
Do you want me to salt and pepper this, or
Yes,
is the,
absolutely.
okay.
So just a little dash of salt and pepper usually does the trick. This seasoning we use right here, this Cajun seasoning, has a lot of salt in it.
Pretty salty, yeah. So you can just like maybe
Yeah. You
one
can
or
always
two dashes
add
of
more
that.
at the end.
Right.
Can't take it out, but you can always add more is what
Right. I have it. Salt is
I say.
rough. If you add too much, you're
It's rough.
gonna ruin the dish.
So what we're gonna do next then, on top of the tomatoes, we're gonna layer in our bread. Now I just had a baguette on hand left over from dinner last night. That's another beautiful thing about this dish is you can just start throwing in whatever you have on hand, even whatever veggies. You know, you
Day
don't have
old
to-
bread, even.
right?
Yeah.
You don't have to stick to the recipe so much.
Do you want me to grill these or no?
Yes. So
Okay.
yeah, with we're gonna put the onions in with the pepper and the sausage. So we're just gonna kind of layer in, you know, some bread. It helps kind of give the casserole some structure. It helps it kind of hold its shape and just makes it overall deliciousness. And what's great is this really is a one dish meal as far as you've got your bread group, you've got your veggies, you've got your protein with the eggs and cheese. So you're kind of covering all your bases. And as we mentioned, you can have this for lunch, breakfast, or dinner. So, you know, you can make it whenever you feel like it, whenever you have the ingredients. It's super easy. And if you only have sliced bread, use that. I've used some of those really seeded sliced breads, and that's really tasty because then you get a little crunch in there too. Whatever you have on hand, just keep it easy.
I mean, like even lunch bread. Like if you have
Lunch bread's
extra lunch
great.
bread,
Sure, absolutely. So you just want to get enough bread in here to where you're covering the bottom lightly. You don't need it to be stacked on top of each other, just lightly covering the bottom. Little bite-sized pieces. It's all just going to cook in. It's going to soak up the egg, and it's going to be really beautiful when it's done. So then we're going to take our cooked sausage, pepper, and onion medley over
so
here.
I'm gonna give this to you because this is a heavy pan. And okay, I'll turn it this way.
Yeah, and we're just gonna kind of sprinkle it over the top of the bread and the tomatoes, and we like it, you know, nice and even because you don't want part of your family to get all the sausage and then the other part doesn't get any.
The best part.
It's the good stuff. So just kind of sprinkle it evenly in there. Yeah, perfect.
I like every last bit.
Yeah. Waste not, want not.
Right, exactly.
So we just kind of mix it in there like that. That's good. And then we just simply want to add a little dash of our Cajun seasoning here. Just enough.
Oh, you
to
put it
where-
in the egg. Okay.
Yeah,
Good
I
to
just
know.
put it in the egg.
I was gonna.
Just
I would
easy.
have sprinkled it all over everything.
Well, we already have our whisk all ready to go.
Yeah, you're right. That's,
Yeah, and just, you know, you'll see the little speckles in there, and that's when you know that when it's all kind of covered, you know you've got enough in there. Before we add the eggs, we're going to add a bunch of cheese. We've got 2 cups of shredded cheese here. And I just like to buy the generic. Sometimes you can get it on sale for as little as $1.99, and I think it's amazing. I just have a 4-cheese Mexican blend here, but you can add cheddar, you can add any type of cheese that you like, depending on the flavor you're trying to accomplish. I really like the 4-cheese blend myself. All right, so we've got all the cheese down in there. We're just gonna add our eggs. We're just gonna pour them over the top. Very easy, like that. And you're gonna, it's gonna look like
You need
don't.
milk?
I do need milk.
So if you feel like you don't have enough egg, maybe if you have a big casserole dish or something, you can just pour a little bit of milk over the top.
Yeah.
So let me get that for you.
And that'll definitely help kind of even everything up. All right, and usually it's about a cup and a half of milk. So you can kind of eyeball it too if you want, if you don't really feel the need to be so exact. There we go.
Which is
All
what I
right.
like to do.
That's right, just kind of throw it all together. That's what's so great about this casserole is there's really no wrong way to put it together.
You can't really screw it up.
You can't screw it up. No, it's foolproof. And we're just gonna pop it in the oven and set the timer for 45 minutes, and we'll check on it in just a bit. Well, Elena had to run off and take care of the kiddos. They're playing in the other room and we've had a few meltdowns here and there. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to make the bean and corn salad, and it's so super easy. We're gonna use, we're looking for 2 cups of corn. You can use fresh, frozen, or canned, whatever is easiest, whatever is least expensive at the store. Then we're gonna use 4 cups of black beans. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna dump the black beans after we washed and strained them. I'm gonna put those into our bowl, and we're just gonna pour in our bag of corn. Again, feel free to use fresh or canned, works just as well too. We're gonna use half of a green pepper, or you can use red pepper, whatever you like. It's delicious flavor, and it also adds some really nice color. So we're just gonna continue to chop up our green pepper here. All right, so we've got our red onion here. And then we're just gonna chop up a little bit of cilantro as well. This is a recipe that's really easy to eyeball. So, you know, cilantro again is one of those herbs that's not for everybody. So feel free to scale it back if you want it a less of that flavor, or you can put as much in if you really want to go for it. It's a really fresh flavor. Again, that's why this is such a yummy dish in the summertime and eating outside. But I like it inside too, you know, on a cold, rainy Saturday night in the Northwest. It goes either way. All right, we're gonna sprinkle that in just like that. And then we're gonna add about a tablespoon of lime juice. I really like fresh lime, but if you have it in a bottle form or, you know, a bottle of juice, feel free to use that. But I like to take just a quarter of a lime and just squeeze it over the top. Really gives it that, again, that fresh flavor. And then we're gonna do a couple tablespoons of rice vinegar. So I just kind of dump that in there over the top. A little salt and pepper. To taste, again, feel free to taste it and see what you like, play with it. There's really no way to screw this one up. And then we're just gonna do a dash of olive oil. That's really all you need. The vinegar does a really nice job of getting it all mixed together. All right, so then all we're gonna do is mix it up, and it's just that easy. Just a couple stirs. Well, as you saw from the dishes we made here today, many of the ingredients came directly from our pantry. But unfortunately, many families here in the Northwest just don't have the food they need to feed their families. Fortunately, Roosevelt Elementary is working hard to change that.
Thanks, Coleen. I headed out to Roosevelt Elementary for a first-hand look at the food pantry in their Family Community Resource Center. I talked to Lisa, the FCRC coordinator. Can you just tell me a little bit about what you guys do here?
Well, I'm the Family and Community Resource Coordinator here, and one of the things we do for families here is provide food. We call it a food pantry, and we get lots of food delivered here every other Tuesday. And it's for families. Any family is invited in. They can come if they need help with extra food for the month, and it's really nice before those holiday breaks and things where, you know, they may need the extra food. So all they need to do is really come in and just sign in and have a student here, and they can take what they need.
Okay, so anybody with a student here can come in, and there's no like way to qualify or anything. Anybody is invited.
Anybody's invited. So we have a little sandwich board out there with the time for everybody to see, and then you know, have different families come every time. Yeah.
How does it help kids in school?
Yeah, kids who are eating healthy, eating well, they're more focused and ready to learn. They're not thinking about what they're going to eat that night, you know, if they're going to have snacks that evening, and
or if they're going to be hungry, or they're not focusing on, oh, I'm hungry right now.
Exactly.
You have a ton of stuff, and it's constantly changing, right? Where do you get the food?
So we have volunteers from Share that deliver the food to us, and it's just various grocery stores, grocers in the area that donate the food every other week, and there's other fresh food pantries as well. Like at Sarah J. Anderson also has a big school there, and they get food on Fridays, I believe, at their food pantry. So just local
businesses around the area.
Yeah.
We talked to a mother there picking up food for her family about how it's really helped. How has it really helped your family? How has it helped your family?
¿Ha ayudado mucho a su familia? Y si sí, ¿cómo le ha ayudado?
Muchísimo, diría
It's
yo,
helped us a lot.
porque en este tiempo como invierno que el trabajo baja para mi esposo, ha sido de mucho beneficio. Esto ha sido pues lo que nos ha sostenido buena parte de la alimentación diaria.
You know, it's helped us a lot because during during the winter time, my husband doesn't work as much. It lowers, our income, and so this has helped us a lot sustain
And
us
get
and
through that
get through
period.
the period.
They've got kale, bananas, coffee, apples, avocados, even Indian curry, the makings of a healthy dinner for weeks to come. If you'd like more information on a family community resource center in your area, log on to vansd.org/FCRC. Well, thank you, Coleen. I love the idea of a casserole for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Yeah, and the best thing is it only costs about $15 for all of those ingredients, and it's not just for one meal. You can continue to have the leftovers for another couple of meals, so it really stretches pretty far.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I gotta get this kiddo down for her nap, so we're gonna get going, but we really appreciate you being with us. So until next time, everyone, I'm Coleen.
And I'm Elena.